Hello, welcome to my channel, Swatch It With Me. So I am starting a new series on my channel, and it's going to be called Hidden Holiday Nail Magic, where I pick 2 random hidden holidays from the month and create a nail set. Now, some of these holidays you may have heard of before, and some of them you may not have, and you may be thinking, yeah, that's not a real holiday. Well, is it a real holiday? I don't know. They put it on the calendar, so I'm just going to use it as a holiday. So this month's holiday is very near and dear to my heart. It's National Pet Day. So April 11th, every year, is National Pet Day. And I am an animal lover. I've always had pets in my life growing up and as an adult. And I'm going to tell you about some of the pets I've had. Not all of them, but some of them. And let's start with my first cat as an adult. And her name was Kiki. And I picked her name to be easy for my kids to say because I did have a baby at the time when I got Kiki. And Kiki was just a very sweet, loving cat. And my husband's not a cat lover, so we never did get another cat. But that's okay. I did have her, and she's near and dear to my heart. So before I talk about some of my other pets, let's take a look at the plates I'll be using. And this is You Pretty Go JR485, and I'm going to be using the cat picture and the meow because I don't actually have a cat stamping plate. So I will be using that one. And this Maniology M143, really cute plate. And this other Maniology plate, sorry, I need to shut my laptop off. It keeps sending notifications for Discord. CYO Maniology M097. Now, both of these plates you can still get on the website, and you can always use my code SWATCHME10 to get 10% off if you'd like. Okay, so let's start stamping, and I want to chrome the footprints, the paw prints here. So let's do this one. Now let me find, I'm using the She Modern White Chrome here. So then we had a Rottweiler named Ava, and she was, for the most part, she was a pretty dog. She did have some aggression issues that we did have to deal with. But then we got Murphy, and Murphy was a special breed. He was 75% Native American Indian dog and 25% Husky. And no, I did not adopt him. I did buy him because I really wanted to get a Native American Indian dog. And I will pop a picture of Murphy up on the screen. And then we went and rescued his sister. Her name was Luna when we got her, and I didn't like that name, so I changed it to Phelan. And Phelan's family decided they didn't want her anymore, and she was only 9 months old when we got her, or around 9 months old, maybe a little bit older. I wanted to get another dog because I think Murphy needed a friend, and when I messaged the breeder, she sent me an email telling me that she may have a dog for me if I'm interested. And I said, well, of course I'm interested. I just need to know why the owners don't want her. Is she having any food aggression, toy aggression? You know, how is she with kids, like that? And yeah, this kind of really made me mad. So the people didn't want her because they said she howled all the time. And I messaged her back going, seriously? Like, I can't even imagine. Well, she's disturbing the neighbors, you know, blah, blah, blah. I said, all right, whatever. So I drove a couple of hours to meet her, and they weren't home when I got there. And Phelan was outside, or Luna, you know, what they called her. So I brought Murphy with me. Murphy was just a little puppy at the time. And I put Murphy down, and he went running over to Phelan, and they just started playing. Like, I was so happy because Phelan was so friendly, and her and Murphy bonded right away. And from then on, I knew she was meant to be with us. And she was a fantastic dog. She was crazy as anything. She would I think she saw ghosts. I don't even know, because she would come running through the house, and she would stop in the middle of the living room and look up towards the kitchen cabinets, and then she would run back out of the living room, and she would do that for a good like 5-6 minutes, and we would just be standing there watching her, and she would just keep looking at the same spot up in the cabinets. So yeah, we always thought she saw ghosts, but she was a sweetheart, and very loving, loved children, she just loved to be loved, basically. And she was an old lady when we got her. They didn't go through the puppy stages. Murphy and Phelan, like, were not hyper dogs, and you know, they didn't go do all the crazy puppy things that most dogs did, which was nice. I had, you know, young kids at the time, but they were super friendly, and they just loved everybody, and they would always walk over and visit my neighbor. Now, I live on a cul-de-sac, so there's absolutely no traffic on my road, but they would walk over and visit my neighbor all the time. And my neighbor was like, "Oh, your dog's here again." So yeah, Murphy was like the mayor of the block. He was best friends with everybody. He never met a person he didn't like, and he would just love on everybody. Yeah, so whenever we would go for walks, he would want to play with everybody's dogs. He would want to play with everybody's kids. And I remember one time they ran away because both of them had very strong prey drives, but Murphy would follow Phelan everywhere. So everything Phelan would do, Murphy would do. And there was deer out, because that's where I live. There's always deer out. And Phelan took off after the deer, and Murphy took off after Phelan, and they disappeared into the neighboring community. Again, there's no traffic because I live in the country. And Phelan wound up coming back. She came back home, but Murphy didn't come home. And I'm panicking. I'm looking all over for my dogs, and I have to restamp that because the ears didn't come up. And they had collars on with my name and address and all that. And like a couple of hours later, I get a phone call from somebody saying, your dog is in my yard playing with my kids. He goes, and if your dog did not have a collar, I was going to keep him. So thankfully, the guy was nice enough to give me a call, and I went and I picked up Murphy. But that's how friendly Murphy was, and people just absolutely loved him. He was a beautiful dog. I called him my angel, and my husband's like, Marie, he was not an angel. I'm like, no, Murphy's my angel. So, yeah, they were just great dogs. And Native American Indian dogs, I just feel, are an amazing breed of dog. And, yeah. That's my favorite breed. So I do get them mixed. Native American Indian dogs that do have a really high prey drive. because they're bred to guard the kids while the parents were busy doing, their chores or hunting or whatever. So I got to do that again. So then, Phelan and Murphy passed, and my husband and I decided to get 2 more dogs. We decided to get 1 dog. Phelan passed, and we decided to get another dog because we knew Murphy was getting old, and unfortunately, dogs don't last forever, which is really sad because I really wish they did. So we went and we found another breeder, and this one bred the Native American Indian dogs with German Shepherds. And I love German Shepherds. So I'm like, oh, this will be fun. So we went to meet the breeder. Well, we talked to the breeder, and we saw pictures of the mother and the father, and they were just gorgeous. So we went and got Connell. We took Murphy with us, and it was so funny because Murphy just was like, there's no way you're bringing this home. Get this dog out of here. Now, Murphy didn't get aggressive or anything. He just turned his back on him. It was really funny. And we brought him home, and then they got along really well. I mean, Murphy was like, what was he, 12 at the time? So bringing home a puppy, Murphy was just kind of like, listen, dude, I just want to sit here and chill, okay? You go do your puppy thing somewhere else. But yeah, they used to play outside and everything. So it was super cute. And then we decided to get a second one so that Connell would have a brother his own age to play with. And then we got Kieran. And Kieran is a puppy. Like, he's 3 years old now, and he's still very much like a puppy. And just his personality, he's a sweetie. He really is a sweetheart. So I just I love having pets. I love spoiling my dogs, and I just think that they're a major part of the family, and you can't just, when you don't want one, say, okay, here you go, bye. No, that's not how that works. So I want to bring awareness to pet adoption because the shelters are still very overflowing. Sorry, I had to step away for a second. Are overflowing with pets. So if you're looking to get a pet, please visit your local shelters and adopt a pet from a shelter if you can. And if you have the time, maybe volunteer at a shelter, or if you have the funds, maybe donate to a shelter because they really do good work. And I always say, look at your local shelter. Always try to help your local shelters in your community. On my local Facebook feed, we're always seeing this dog's lost and in the shelter, that dog's lost and in the shelter, and it's really sad. My dogs are microchipped, and they always have their information on their collars because I do not want my dogs to get lost or stolen, because people do that too, which is sick if you ask me. Stealing somebody's dog. But so, as you've seen throughout the video, I am going to be popping up, or I did pop up, pictures of people's pets from the Lip Smacking Nails Discord group. I asked if they would like to have their pets showcased in my video. So you can see there's a wide variety of pets, pet owners, and these pets are throughout the world, not just in the United States, because we do have people from other countries in the Lip Smacking Nails group, which is really, really kind of neat. So I'm just trying to get this. Okay, let's cure that. So it's neat because, you know, you see people around the world love pets as much as, you know, us Americans love pets. And I think, you know, it shows how important pets are to people all over the world. I think that's one thing that we can all have in common, is that we love animals. So I just, you know, took some random pictures and stamped. And I did put a German Shepherd on there because my dogs look like German Shepherds. Let me move this to the side. I'm just waiting for that to cure so I can put some chrome on it. And I chose green and blue because Connell has a green collar and Kieran has a blue collar. And we do try to pick Irish names for our dogs. It's just been a theme with us. We think it's kind of fun, and usually the names have meanings that fit the personalities of our dogs. Like, I think Kieran means little black one. All my Irish friends, you could correct me if I'm wrong. And I don't remember what Connell meant, but they all have meanings. I think Connell might have been like some kind of warrior or something like that, although he's really not a warrior. My dogs tend to look scary because they're big and they're black, and a lot of people are afraid of black dogs, but they're really pretty sweet. Kieran is very protective of me. He doesn't let strangers get close, which is really sweet. And you know, they are protective of the house. So, you know, it's all the things you want in a pet: to be protective but loving to your family. So I'm going to top coat these and I will be right back. So while the nails are curing, let me just tell you a little bit about Phelan. So Phelan actually did not howl a lot. She was lonely because her owners used to leave her outside all the time by herself. And they had one of those electric fences to keep her in the yard. You know, some dogs do not do well with being apart from their human families. And the Native American Indian dog is one of those breeds that do not like to be separated from family. So when we brought her in our house, it took her a little while, actually quite a while, to get used to us and to get used to being an indoor dog, because I don't leave my dogs outside. I take them outside to go to the bathroom, to play, to go on walks, but they live inside the house. And she settled down, and we never had an issue with her howling. It was actually kind of funny when she did. Now, my two now, one is so talkative. Like, he will talk back to you. He doesn't care. When my husband comes home, he's like screaming at the top of his lungs because he's so excited that his dad's home, and he just wants to run out and greet him. And Connell isn't as boisterous as Kieran, but they do let us know when somebody comes to the door or somebody's outside. So that's all we want, really, is, you know, for the, you know, protection, and just let us know if there's a bear in the yard. Let us know, you know, when the UPS guy is at the door, you know, just simple things like that, and they let us know. So this is my completed set for National Pet Day. I hope you enjoyed the first installment of my new series, and I hope you come back for my next video, which I think is a holiday that we may not have heard of. Oh no, actually the next one is a holiday we have heard of, at least in the United States. So April's holidays are holidays that some of us, or maybe all of us, have heard of. So again, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And please, if you want to tell me about your pets, I would love to hear about them. You could post it on my YouTube channel. Just write a post and I will definitely go in and read them, or you can leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear about people's pets. So again, I look forward to hearing from everybody, and I will catch you in the next video.